Hi and welcome back. Welcome to Celebrity Goddess Oracle. As you know, I like to read with the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. Today, we're going to look at Kim Kardashian West. Now, Kim, wow, she is a modern phenomenon, isn't she? Really, when you think about it. I mean, she didn't define celebrity culture a lot, but she didn't make celebrity culture, but she definitely sort of defines sort of like the modern version of it, doesn't she? Of course, as we know, she's married to Kanye West, and they have 4 children together at the moment. And she's part of the wider Kardashian family. Some people, you know, they're a bit like the guilty secret, aren't they? Openly like, no, don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's kind of almost impossible not to watch them at some point. Okay, we've got our first card that's just jumping out. I'm not surprised. Look, there we go, High Priestess. Goodness. Right. So let's have a further look into Kim's energy that's surrounding her at the moment and see what things are going on. So it's kind of hard to keep up with the number of Kardashians there are now, aren't they? I think I've got no idea how many of children they've got. Must be like, oh, I don't know. I can't keep up. But it's kind of lovely. It's lovely to see how, I mean, whether or not you sort of look at it and think, oh, this or like that. I mean, it's just lovely how they've got, you know, so many of their sort of children growing up together as cousins. I think it's really lovely. Okay. And let's have a look more at this energy. Now, of course, Kim is sort of like is the star, isn't she, really, of the Kardashian family. But it's amazing, isn't it, how much has changed for them in their lives. Transformation, obviously, here, but obviously with Bruce and all the things that have come around. Okay, I feel like we're here with this. But let's look a bit more into this energy, shall we? Oh, wow. Coming flying out. Wow. Yep. I can see this for Kim. Definitely. Goodness. She is... And let's have an overarching energy, I think, shall we? And let's actually have something with boundaries, because I think we need to look into this further. Oops. And out it comes to dying love, children. Okay. I think unusually we're going to go for one more for this lot here, actually. I feel like we need to look into this more deeply. Okay. And one more in for transformation and leap of faith. And then that's when I think we can actually start to have a look at this. Okay. Well, Kim is certainly somebody, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when she was the sort of wardrobe rearranger of Paris Hilton. And that's how she kind of got her start. Obviously her father was Robert Kardashian, and we all know, or most of us know the story of that. Right, okay, let's have a look at this. No, we're here. Okay, No, sorry. We need one more. Goodness, there's a lot of detail in this today. I mean, let's have a look. One more, please, for Cordelia. Right. Okay, comes flying out. Okay. Right. So, Kim. Goodness, Kim Kardashian West. It's a really interesting energy. There's so many, I think what's really interesting about this is that she's quite clearly a woman who has a high level of mastery in her own life. In fact, I'm not going to say that because that's not true. I feel like this woman in some ways is actually being put on the throne with this card. It's not that she doesn't deserve to be there, but it's not entirely of her own making either. And I'm not entirely sure actually that it's entirely true to who she really is, strangely enough. Which is kind of interesting, isn't it? Because, yeah, I feel like in some ways a lot of what's happened with her is actually circumstantial. Yeah, well, I mean, we all know about her mother and the power behind the throne. And that's the feeling I get here. It's almost like power behind the throne that she's been made this way, which leads us actually, which is very clear actually. It leads us into this boundaries and needing to have boundaries. This woman's heart is her family. This woman absolutely adores her. This is not for show. This is not for the television. This woman really loves her family. I mean, and when I say family, I'm really feeling like her own children. And it's not that she doesn't love her sisters and her mother and all the rest of it. I just feel that what we're talking about is actually connected with her family, with Kanye in particular. But, you know, here's the thing. She might be the queen on the throne here, but she's not the person in charge, and she's not the person in charge in her career, and she's not the person in charge in her house, actually, in her own life. And that's really clear. You know, I feel like there's almost, you know, there needs to be boundaries in so many ways here. There needs to be boundaries with the children. There needs to be boundaries with her husband. There just needs to be with her mother. There just needs to be boundaries. There need to be boundaries. This is a woman who's actually presents a particular way, but when you start looking underneath it, it's not what it appears actually at all. Love is real. I mean, we've got undying love here, and we've got unconditional love. There is insecurity here as well. You know, I need to be loved. I want to be loved. Please love me, love me, love me, love me. It's really, and this is where the lack of boundaries come from. It's like, if I don't do this and I'm not this person, am I lovable? Will I be loved? Will my children love me? Will my husband love me? Will I be loved? Love, love, love. And that's such a key requirement in this woman's life, as it is for all of us. I mean, the divine purpose of us all is really to experience and to give unconditional love, and this woman is very focused on that. I feel like she's at a point though that this needs to change for her. It's not working for her at all, actually. You know, outwardly it shows the appearance of working, but it's really not working for her. I feel like we need to bring these cards up into here, and this is what we're going to touch on next. I'm just going to put these to one side. This transformation is really required in order for her to actually move to the next phase. I think with Kim's the type of person is that she's already done so much, hasn't she? She's already done so much that maybe people think, well, you know, we're at peak Kardashian, and you know, there can't be much more Kardashian left because, you know, we've done everything. With this, I feel this transformation is very much, this is spiritual, this is internal. I know her husband, I think he started a church or a ministry, but I feel for her that this is actually bringing up really important questions for her. And as part of that, she needs to speak up. It goes back to these boundaries. She doesn't need to just put up boundaries and to make them. She needs to talk up. She needs to speak up. And she needs to reconnect. You know, she needs to reconnect with being outside. I feel almost like this woman has got sort of, I wouldn't say that she doesn't like to be outside. She just isn't really outside a great deal. She spends most of her time indoors, and she needs to kind of, she really needs to go out and connect with nature in order to sort of put it all back into context. I think it must be very hard for her because she's so well known, but I'm sure there's a way that she can, even if it's just, you know, taking your shoes off and connecting with the grass or with the earth or something like that. I feel that this woman needs to literally come back down to earth. You know, not that she's got, not that it's ego driven, although the feeling is the ego does come into this, but ego in the bigger sense of the word. You know, we all have an ego. It's all it's a necessary thing. I get a real, you know, with endings and beginnings, it can be literally an ending and beginning of something else. But I really feel here that this ending and beginning with Kali is connected with karma for Kim. I really do. Once again, she's an incredibly powerful woman. You know, she's, you know, between the sorceress and the high priestess. I really feel this is where her real power lies, though. With this card, I feel that this is actually sort of where things have come from, which is what we were talking about before, is that she's really, you know, maybe it's a bit much to say puppet queen, but it wouldn't, you know, it's that kind of feeling that somebody's given her that power, where this is divine power, this is innate power, this is what she's born with, this is where she's at her truest center of her own power. And with that, you know, there's, like we talked about before, there's so many opportunities for Kim. You know, I think some people, there's finite, and you know, it's like this, and then, you know, they get their one shot, and you know, that's it. But I feel that more than sort of material or sort of work gains, this is more about the opportunity to transform and change within herself, to come into her true power, to move from this and to come into this. To, you know, that's I think that's really where and here we go, that's right, and it's true love. You know, this comes back to, there's so much love readings in Kim's cards, actually. You know, this is really important for her. And this is about coming back to self-love, coming back to universal love, connection with the divine. And that determines, you know, our experience and our opportunity to connect in love with everybody and everything else. It's really nice. Kim is less in control than what people think. Or maybe that's not the right way of putting it. What we see outwardly is not untrue, but it comes from this sort of this energy rather than from her authentic energy. And I think in some ways she's lost the ability to sort of differentiate between the two. She feels that she's stuck here, but she's not going to be stuck here. She's going to move forward, and she's going to really reclaim her true, innate, divine power and ability to. She's going to reclaim herself, actually, is what I really feel, and follow her true passions that are deep down inside of her that we haven't even. I don't think we've actually even seen them yet, and we're going to see more of it, and it's going to come from, you know, this energy of love, which is lovely. So we're going to go on and connect into the animal totem energy surrounding Kim. I've shown you the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit by Kim Kranz before. Her deck is just really pretty, as you can see. So let's go ahead and connect into this energy and see what we can see. Obviously, Kim has so many different faces for so many different things, is that I feel that, you know, along the way is that she's lost that little bit of connection, you know, to sort of like who she is, because she doesn't know who she is. Not in a bad way, but just in the, it must be very hard. Oh wow, Tiger. That's an amazing card. Oh, okay. Next. Okay. So this is really interesting. Okay, Kim's overall animal is tiger. The tiger has the insight to the divine and is a fire element. The tiger represents all seeing. It represents alpha. It represents mother. And it represents the ability to see beyond the here and now. A tiger doesn't waste their energy. A tiger hunts and stalks its prey and uses the minimum effort to get the maximum outcome. I think that's a bit like Kim, actually. I'm not saying that she's lazy. I don't think that she's lazy at all. I just think that she's, you know, this is where this fox energy comes in. You know, foxes are quick to sort of see a situation, and a bit wily, aren't they? The golden, I feel that this represents, with Kim, this represents, okay, she's like the goose that laid the golden egg for this family and for herself. You know, she's the goose that laid the golden egg. I mean, I know obviously Kylie Jenner earns more money and all this and all the rest of it, but you know, even now within the family, she is considered, she's got this energy of being the goose with the golden egg. I think, you know, here's the thing with Kim, she's gonna work this out. She's gonna work it out. She's not only gonna work it out, she's gonna make it happen. And that's, you know, that's, I feel, you know, the tiger in some ways is a little bit more in control. The fox is in control as well, but it is more sort of opportunistic. The fox is more opportunistic. The tiger is more strategic. And I think there's a bit of both going on, you know, here with her. It's a really interesting read, actually. I feel like we should look at one more energy. So I want to look at the energy for the golden egg. Let's have a look. What's connected to this? Let's have a look. Oh, nope. Just one. Just one. Golden egg. Okay. Yeah, so we've got rabbit here. A rabbit is a gentle energy. Really gentle energy. So I feel with sort of like with this is that she's somebody that, you know, this is her true nature here. She really is, this woman really is, has the ability to sort of connect with the divine, and this is sort of reiterated by the tiger and like we've said, the connection to the divine. But you know, when it comes to being the goose with the golden egg, the energy that's projected and is required of her is like, is this rabbit energy, which is nervous, afraid of the fox, afraid of the tiger, afraid of everybody really, and you know, not without skill, but expected to take a back step, expected to sort of comply. I feel with this energy, it's one of compliance, but Kim's true energy is here and also here. And she has the ability to sort of take back these energies, to focus her intention on what she wants to create for herself, so she can show who so she can actually finally show who she really is, so she can step into her own power. I feel like there's a way to go yet with her, but I do feel that it is going to happen. It's just going to take a while. And the person that we're going to see, you know, going forward is going to be, I think she's going to surprise a lot of people actually. The connection with her father, the fatherly energy is really overwhelming here. I get this feeling that for her, it's not that the fame doesn't matter, it's not all the money doesn't matter, but what she really wants is, she wants this connection with her father. She wants this approval of her father, and I can understand that. I mean, we've seen that, haven't we? If you've watched her stuff, we've seen that's where she really, that's what's really very important to her. And I think that that's what this transformation is about. I think part of the transformation with this is about becoming the person that she thought she was going to be, and that whom her father would be proud of. And this is really important for her. And you know, she's gonna, that's what's gonna motivate her, and that's where her energy is at the moment. Okay, so thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I hope you liked what the reading that I gave today. If you'd like to make a suggestion, you can, of who I should read, you can leave it in the comments below. I do offer private readings. We're all gods and goddesses of our own lives, and if you would find that helpful, I would love to do that for you. Just reach out to me. In the meantime, if you'd like to subscribe or like, that would be that would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. And in the meantime, I'm sending you my love, and I hope that you look after yourselves and you look after each other. Thanks.